simulation on Proteus of 4-way traffic light with pedestrian button. Let me talk about what the pedestrian cross light.
Generally, the priority should be assigned to the pedestrian. The pedestrian crossing are one of the most dangerous places in the transport field. In fact, most of the traffic accidents happen there. For this reason, several initiatives have been developed, such as pedestrian crossing light. Pedestrian cross light improve the mobility and safety of the pedestrian. If pedestrian push the button, the light will turn to green, and then the car will stop and you can cross the road.
The problem that will happen if pedestrian cross light is not provided are the road accident will occur, traffic jam will happen, and pedestrian will waste a lot of time when cross the road.
Let's start our simulation on Proteus. Now we continue to the simulation process. The simulation starts with a schematic circuit. The circuit was designed exactly like a real position and situation at the 4 junction of the middle road. The Arduino here was used as the microcontroller that running the data for the circuit. And we use the LED represent as the traffic light to make sure that the project are using low consumption of electric energy. The data was imported from the coding to the Arduino, so the simulation can be run. As we can see, at the beginning of the simulation, the traffic light working usually from the junction to another junction. Then when the pedestrian want to cross the road, the push button must be pressed to turn the pedestrian light to green. The pedestrian light will turn to green after the data finish one loop for one traffic light. The pedestrian light actually took 500 milliseconds to start blinking and turn to red again. Finish for the simulation, and we are going to the PCB layout in Ares. Here, as we can see, the designation on the PCB layout was different from the schematic diagram because of the designation rule. As we can see, there are 12 LED represent as the traffic light at the lower side of the PCB. Starting from the left side for the first traffic light for the first junction, to the right side for the last traffic light. Same goes to the pedestrian light. The first pedestrian light is on the left and the pedestrian light 4 is on the right. Even the PCB layout are not same as the schematic, but the designation still look great and have a structure and organized. After finish the design work in Ares, we can visualize the result from the PCB layout and observe it on the 3D visualize option. On the upper side, it shows all the components that involved in this project. There are 24 LED in total, and the Arduino Uno at the middle, and comes back with the resistor and push button. While at the opposite side, we can see that the track of the connection between all of the components. For the final step, the PCB layout in arrays need to be printed out so the track of the connection can be applied on the real PCB board. For the print layout setting, we need to turn off all of the options except for the bottom copper and the board edge. Now, we have finished the simulation and designing work. Thank you.